everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is RACHELRAE, and today we're going to do a Wipnchat, which is work in progress in chat. And today I'm going to be working on my Dark Queen of the Sea stitch. So if you are here but you're not stitching, it's okay. Please stay. It's fine. I know there are a lot of diamond painters that watch me, and you know, I think you'll still enjoy this video. The first part I'm going to do a tag, which is like basically a list of questions that someone wrote sometime. I don't actually know who wrote these. And then you tag other people to do it too and make a video about it. I found this from the Fortunate Flossies channel on YouTube. Felicity did this video in 2017, and I tried to find out who created the list of questions and I couldn't find it, so I apologize. I can't attribute that to someone, but I have never done a tag related to needlework or cross stitching before, so I thought it would be fun to do that. So you can get to know a little bit more about me, and I hope you join me, and I'll do all the life update stuff at the end of this video today. So, Dark Queen of the Sea is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. You can find the pattern on Etsy from the store Autumn Lane Stitchery. It is a 12-part stitch along, and today I am starting the 11th part, which is the tentacles that come over here on this side of the queen. And I'm using my Elan Lapstand and the Lokscrolls that come from Artisan Designs. They're based in the US. I really love this stand, so that helps me to film, and it also really works with this project quite a bit, just the way that it's designed. So I'm going to zoom you in here so that you can have a look at where we are. All right, so if you would like to get anything from what you've seen in the video so far, I have links to everything down below. The pattern is linked in my link haven. The linen is by Under the Sea Fabrics in the color Bewitched 28 count, and I'm using the called for colors. So let's get started. I have actually started this video already, but then my hubby came home and I wasn't expecting him to show up, and it kind of threw me off a little bit, so I decided to start over again. If you're wondering as well, I'm unnaturally stitching today because of the lighting, but I wanted to show you my needle. If it will focus, I don't know if it can because I already set it to focus on the fabric, but this is a ball-tipped needle, and I find it helps a lot with linen stitching. Linen and even weave, because it helps the needle slide into the holes instead of getting caught between the fabric threads. I find that that is super annoying to me now, and I am pretty much thinking about exclusively stitching with ball tip needles from now on, unless I need to do back stitching or beading or something like that. Or if I'm working on Ada. Ada is much easier for me to find the holes because of just the nature of it, but yes. So that is everything that I'm using today. Let's see, we've got, where am I going? I'm also using Pattern Keeper, which is a program that you can use on Android devices. So I have a little I have a tablet that is not fancy at all. It's literally the only thing I use it for is stitching. It doesn't even have a very good battery life, but you know, it does the job. Even if it needs to be charged, you know, every few hours, it does the job, and that's the important thing. Let me see if I can switch over if it really messes up the lighting, because it's so unnatural for me to, yeah, it kind of does mess up the lighting. Really unnatural for me to stitch the other way, but it's okay. I should practice. So let's get started with the tag, and then I will tell you about what happened in the past week. So like I said, this is from Felicity's channel. Felicity and Chloe share a channel, and it's called Fortunate Flossies. And I will have a link to it down below. I will start with the first question, and that is, who introduced you to cross stitch? I'm pretty sure that a family member probably did introduce me to cross stitch when I was young, because my great-grandmother cross stitched, but not in front of me, and definitely not to the degree that I do. So more recently, in 2019, my friend Jessie came to visit, and they were saying that, you know, you should really join this stitch along called Stiach. And I was like, well, I don't really know. Like, I've never stitched before, but they convinced me. So once I joined the stitch along, I learned so much about stitching through that experience, and it was really nice to have a group of people to lean on, and they were totally non-judgmental, kind of like the people that are participating in this stitch along as it's happening. The groups of people are really, really helpful and encouraging. So, you know, it's nice to have that. Let's see, how many did I do? Yes, okay, good. Sorry, I'm like naturally picking up the way that I normally stitch. Oh no, it came out. That's okay. But they're the ones that introduced me to cross stitching. Jessie now has Jessie has a YouTube channel. It's called Mislaid Pages, and they also have an Etsy shop, Mislaid Pages, and I will have all of that linked below. I think you should follow their channel because it's you'd learn a lot from it. The reason that I'm struggling at the moment is because I think it's really important to call people, to respect people's pronouns, and I am doing my best to make sure that that happens. So then I think that was pretty much it. I think it was just Jessie, really, and then I think there were a few people who were subscribed to my channel who were telling me about cross stitch, and they totally enabled me. And I think the feeling is mutual. I think that we all enabled each other. So round of applause, pat on the back to us for enabling each other to do cross stitching. The second question is, do you have a favorite theme or designer? Ooh, okay. I have to think. Thinking back to my WIP parade. And I guess I kind of dabble in a lot of things and a lot of different types of things, but I want to say that I'm more on the side of cutesy, cartoony. I like a lot of fantasy, but I also I'm a serial starter. I start all the stitch alongs, and you know, in fact there's one that I want to join called the Cryptid Sal is stitch along by Witchy Stitcher, because of our Theory Tuesday videos, which, by the way, sorry about not being able to do yesterday's video, but we were both exhausted and lots of big life decisions happening right now that can't really get into right now, but you know, gotta do some heavy thinking here, and it kind of influenced the way that we could actually our energy for yesterday, so apologies. But I do want to do that cryptid stitch along, because we've been talking about Mothman and Flatwoods and Bigfoots and Sasquatches. If you haven't seen that series, it's called Theory Tuesdays, and my husband James joins me while I do some diamond painting, and he tells me a story that I haven't heard, well, probably haven't heard before. He hasn't scripted me. We're totally unscripted, but it is a really fun time, and yeah. So, I do want to join that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. My favorite designer, I mean, I have a lot of designers who I have multiple whips from, and I think that one of my favorites is Long Dog Samplers. I like monochromatic stitching. I think that it's really relaxing, that you don't have to, you count, but you don't have to change the threads. I find that really relaxing. So I imagine that I will be doing more of those types of patterns in the future once I finish the ones I have, hopefully. But you know how I am, I just get enabled. But I don't think that I have one particular favorite where I'll stitch anything that they come out with because I love them so much. I feel a little picky, that's all. And I think we're allowed to be a little picky. Next up is number 3. What floss brand do you use? I actually use a lot of different brands, but the major one that I use is DMC. I have thought about my long-term stitchy plans and the cost of supplies and whether I should stick with DMC forever or if I should go to Anchor. But that's kind of a problem for future me and not current me, because at the moment I still have a wonderful friend who is willing to help me get the DMC for a decent price, because yeah, in Ireland it's a €1.40 or something like that per skein, which is silly, so silly. But I use all kinds of floss. I use silks, I use cottons, overdyes. I love overdyed flosses. Recently I've been getting patterns and then just I've been getting patterns and using my own colors, which is really fun. I'm gonna flip this over so I can tuck it in the underside. I'm trying to get it so that you can see what I'm doing, but I don't know if you can quite. I weave it. I usually weave it under 4 stitches, like that, and then use my scissors to snip the little end. There we go. Oops, so sorry. There we go. Good stuff. We're back in business. And if you didn't know, I use the loop start, so I take out one strand, fold it over, meet the other side, like so. Grab my needle. I'll try to get in. Oh, no. Get it in there. We've been having a lot of magpies lately. They found our chicken feeder, so they're all about us right now. Alrighty. Okay, number 4. What fabric is your fabric of choice? What fabric is your fabric? I don't remember, actually. I don't remember if she said what fabric count is your fabric count of choice. That might make more sense. But if I had to choose like a dyer, I really love Be Stitch Me, Fortnite, Mystic fabrics. I like these hand-dyed fabrics. I also really love Jukas from XJU Designs, Barbarall Creations, and I have one from Pole Stitches, and I love them. I really do. Let me just mark off my pattern here. I like all of these hand-dyed fabric dyers because, well, one, I know that it's a little expensive and not everybody can afford it, but it's mostly because I can buy Zweigart, no problem, but there's just something about it that, like, I'm using Zweigart's Black Lugana and I like that, but if I use a Zweigart linen, like, I feel, I don't know. It's just not my favorite. It's like Picture This Plus. Picture This Plus can be wonky, and I don't like that. I mean, I understand that Picture This Plus in America, Picture This Plus is like the best, or like really well known and called for in a lot of stitches, or projects, but it's hard to get, and it's expensive to ship. And after the Panini, when the Panini started, Picture This Plus was really hard to get a hold of. So I just started, you know, most of my stitching time, I only started in late 2019. So, you know, I've had to kind of just get used to the way things are. And so that's why I got into those monthly fabric clubs, because then I could build up my stash and I didn't have to worry about it. I could just use whatever I have in stash for a project instead of having to wait for a certain color to come back in stock to get the right color for a certain project. And I'm okay with that. But if we have to talk fabric count, I'm not partial to any one in particular. I'm really loving this 28 count because it's so easy to see, right? I don't need to be really close up to the project, and I can stitch on it at night and I don't have any eye strain. It's super easy. Ooh, I got caught on my nail. It's super easy to see holes and everything. So yeah, I actually really like 28 count. 32 is my kind of default, I think. 28 count is 14 count in Ada. Just for those of you who might be confused. 28 threads per inch in linen or even weave is 14 threads per inch in Ada. And then my next favorite is 32 count. I'm gonna have to take a sip of water. 32 count in linen or even weave, which is 16 count Ada. Love it. It can get a bit tangled. The X's can be a little bit wonky if I'm not careful. But I still do like 36 count. I just need to do 1/1 or 1/2, sorry, 1/2 on 36 or 18 count fabrics, because I don't like the feeling of 2 threads over 2. I have my oldest whip is a 2/2 on 18 count Ada, and it is plump. And then 40 count is perfect. 40 count, 20 count Ada with 1 strand over 2 is beautiful. So yeah, I'm not really partial. It just depends. For me, it depends on the size of the design, the stitching design, and like how big I want that to be in the end. If I wanted my queen to be smaller, then I would have wanted to get like a 40 count and do 1/2 on her, but like I feel like you would lose, well, one, you wouldn't be able to do beading. It would be more difficult to do beading. I don't think that you'd be able to fit as many on there, and the back stitching and everything would be very difficult. Alright, so we've got these. Just marking off my pattern as we go. I hope I'm giving concise enough answers. I know I talk a lot, and some people don't like that, but this is a Wipnchat, so it should be fine. Number 5, do you use a needle threader or are you a floss licker? It depends on what I am using. So with DMC, I absolutely like the floss. Sometimes I don't have to, but other times I just find it easier and I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. This is, you know, it's my project and whatever. No one else is working on it, so it's not a big deal. Plus I sneeze all the time, so do you know what I mean? Like, I'd have to like pour antiseptic on it if I were to give it to anyone. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I lick floss. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. The only time that it's a problem is if I lick and then there's one of my dog's furs somewhere and bleh. She sheds a lot. Next up is, what kind of stitching frame do you use? So mostly I use Q-snaps. I have one hoop to my name, and mostly Q-snaps, and then I have these Lokscroll frames that I'm using right now, which I purchased with my Elan Lapstand from Artisan Designs. And I do use the Q-snaps more. I only have, I think I have 4 or 5 of these frames, and this is, if I remember correctly, this is the biggest one. Yeah, I think this is it this one or I don't remember, but I think this is the biggest one. And do I go in one? Sorry, one second. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I go to the edge. Let me just double check. No. I need to back up one. I don't know how that happened. Well, it's fine. I'll fudge it. It's okay. I think I messed up my counting a little bit, but it's okay. More pink is better anyway. So, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, what kind of stitching frame? Okay. Well, those are the stitching frames I use. Nothing too fancy. I was thinking about getting Millennium frames or something like that. I don't think Millennium is going to fit in the Elan, but I was gifted a floor stand and I think it'll fit in that. I need to double check, because I'd love to move my Heaven and Earth design into one of these frames and also like have it so that, uh-oh, yeah, it came out. I'll show you what I do here. I don't think I can get it. It's so short. Come on. The tail is so short that it's hard for me to do this. So you catch it like that and then you stick it through. Oh, very nearly got it. Come on, you can do it. Get one side and not the other. My mom was watching one of my videos and she goes, I love how you say, sometimes you say, you're just here to watch me ride the struggle bus. It's like, yeah. I think some people find it entertaining. Come on! Get in there. Okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna pause you. Alright, it's a good thing I paused you because I needed to bury that thread anyway, but then I just had a sneezing fit, so yeah. Good stuff. So, let's see. All right, number 7. How many projects have you finished? Ooh, less than 10, I think. So my first one was Golden Girls, and that was by Stiach. Then I had, what's it called? Chaotic Stupid is not in alignment. That was a fun one. I did the Nutcracker Parade by Frosted Pumpkin. And is this right? Did I do this right? I must have. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going, and then if I have to change it, I will. And I'm sorry, but I'm like I'm tired of going the other way, so please don't mind the shadowiness. What else did I finish? I did the freebie, well, it was a Patreon exclusive chart from Michelle Bendy Stitchy, which I entered into the model contest. That was really fun. I finished my Peppermint Purple 2020 Blackwork Stitch Along, Year of Blackwork Stitch Along. Really enjoyed that. And sorry, I'm working off. And what else did I finish? Gathering Berries by Luminous Fiber Arts. That was a good one too. They're all good ones. What am I kidding? I mean, who am I kidding? I picked them for a reason, like. So yeah, I finished a few. I'm sure there's some that I'm forgetting. I finished the Woodland Creatures Stitch Along from 4 Boys and an NL Girl, and also, well, I stopped after one ornament, but I thought it was too cute, so I'm done with that one. And then there was also Noelle by the same person. Let me just double check. Is that 2? Yes, that's 2. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let me just bury this floss. Ow. I got caught again. Then we can move on to the next color. I can't remember other projects that I may have finished. I'm trying to remember. Come here. Thank you. Am I forgetting a big one? There's someone out there screaming at me right now. I have them hung up on a hanger in my craft closet so that they're nice and safe, but I can't remember anymore at the moment. Number 8. How many works do you have displayed? Just one. Just one. I have Chaotic Stupid is not in alignment in my living room. For my hubby. That's what I stitched it for. So the next one is 915, which is, I have my threads in floss away bags. You're so zoomed in that you can't really see much, but whoop. This is the next color. And let's see, I'm going to start with the full strand first. And I'm going to use 2 strands, so I need to bury the end into the back. I'll flip you over again. Let's see if I can keep it so that you don't get hit. Sorry. All right. Next question. Number 9. Do you stitch more for gifts or for yourself? For myself. At the beginning, well, see, the thing is that I started diamond painting, which is, it's pixel art. So, you know, it's, it was kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm going to do all these ones for my friends and family. And I did a lot of diamond paintings for family and friends. And after that, you know, after that experience of doing that for 2 years, I was like, you know what? I'm actually just going to do this for myself now, because other people, may not appreciate it as much as you do. And that doesn't mean like, you know, for me it just meant I don't think that I should be wasting my precious time doing something that people may or may not appreciate. You know what I mean? So it's a weird feeling. Sorry, I got it. Yeah. I know this is awkward, but what I'm doing is I'm actually outlining. So I'm gonna half stitch it and then come back and fill it all in. So this takes a little bit of brain power, but that's okay. Get my highlighter. There we go. Next question, number 10. What is your favorite whip or finish you're most proud of? Ooh. My favorite whip right now is this one, but that changes. Like my favorites change within, you know, a day because I love them all. I mean, I chose them. They are all my favorites, but right now this one is my favorite because it's almost done. I've got finishing frenzy, and when I get into the zone and I'm like, okay, it has to get done, I just love it more and more. So this is my current favorite whip. But I think that, you know, every time I pick up a work in progress, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And if I don't love it anymore, then I have to let it go. Because this hobby just takes so much more time than, you know, diamond painting. So yeah, I feel like I don't have the time to waste. Does that make sense? On stitching stuff that I don't love. So let me get this, make sure it's 2. And then I have to do the same thing over here. I'm so sorry, this is more like stitch with me at the moment, but hey. So that's 2 ups. This is the 3rd up. I think I made that pink bit a little too large. Something happened there, but look, this is how you can fudge it. It's okay. And I can always stitch over it a little bit if I want. So that's 3, 1, 2. Okay, do this one. Excuse me for a moment. And then we can just chit chat. Okay, and then we've got one more here. Yeah, I did something wrong at the very beginning. Typical me. It's okay, it'll look fine. That's one thing that I've kind of learned about myself with this piece. This one, then I gotta go here. Oh, well actually, I'll just go, I'm fixing it now. See, I'll just do, oops, got a knot. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just bringing one leg over these. Highlight. And then that way it'll kind of look like it's supposed to. I'm gonna pause you for a minute. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest. It also asked me what finish I was most proud of, and I think that, honestly, I think that peppermint purple is probably my favorite. finish that I did, because it does mean a lot to me. But I do really enjoy the Frosted Pumpkin Nutcracker Parade as well. Do you know what I mean? It's a really nice one. So, I don't know, I like them all. The Golden Girls was amazing. I gave it to my grandma for her birthday in 2020. And that one I was really happy about too. Number 11, what has been your least favorite or worst experience in stitching? That's hard, because I tend to like let those things go, you know, you don't want to like hold on to it, bad feelings for too long. But I think it was probably, I've had a few frogging sessions which made me really upset. And that's when I was like, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to not let it, you know, not worry about it. If it can be fudged, then it can be fudged. I think the worst part about stitching for me is just finding supplies for a reasonable price. I mean, flosses and, you know, stuff like that. Of course, not the designer's prices. Like, they should set it at what they deserve to be paid. And I very much stand with the artist in this situation. There's so many websites, you guys, that rip the artist work. They either buy the pattern from the designer and work it up into like a stamped cross stitch and then sell it on these sites for like, you know, $4 for the whole kit, or they will steal it. Someone else has ripped it and then they steal it from them and do it, and they get away with it. So the most important thing is to remember that if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And you could always do a reverse image search on Google to see who owns the license or who is the artist, the designer. Tractors. And I know that some people may feel like they are entitled to free stitching stuff, but there are free patterns out there that you can get. If you're on a budget, you can get the free ones, but like if you're ripping them, it's just not, it's not good practice. It's not very nice to do that. And I make sure that from now forward, from what was it? I got caught in 2019. I made a purchase on AliExpress. I had no idea that the kit that I bought was actually ripped from Soda Stitch, which is a South Korean designer, cross-stitch designer. The store on AliExpress had stolen their chart and then sold it as a beaded cross-stitch. And when I found out who it belonged to, I went and bought both of the, it was a little zodiac cushion. So I went and I bought both zodiac patterns, and they weren't expensive. You know, the shipping from South Korea was a little expensive, but now they do PDFs for almost all of their patterns. So you can buy the digital copy, and it's easier than having it, you know, shipped all the way from over there for me. But, and I prefer PDFs anyway. I think I mentioned that. So, you know, you might not know when you first start, and that's okay. But ever since then, I never bought from AliExpress again, because it's not right. Okay, I'm gonna get off the high horse there. It's just really important to say that, you know, especially since Night Spirit Studio, Tempting Tangles, Deborah at Tempting Tangles, they were both robbed from and had their charts stolen in the past week. So very important to stand up for them. Number 12. What do you love and or hate about cross stitch? I love cross stitch because it's really relaxing to me. I love to watch pictures come to life. And I really love that it's safer for the environment than diamond painting. I know that that's a very contentious thing to say, but it is true. And one of the reasons that I wanted to get into cross stitching was because of that. That was one of my motivations. I wanted to go to the more, like, you know, natural side. And I know that the dyes aren't necessarily environmentally friendly, not 100%, but you know, it's in this world we have to pick our battles as well. And while I still love diamond painting, and I still love to do diamond painting, personally, I wanted something that was more tactile, that I, you know, because you can feel this, and well, you can feel diamond painting too. I guess that's not the right word, you know, because you're using the floss and everything, and you're touching the floss. I'm a very tactile person, so I just enjoy it. I don't know. I love it. I love the community in cross stitching as well. People are really kind and giving and charitable, and I think that that's really awesome. It helps me focus, and it helps me calm down and relax. But the thing that I hate about cross stitch, I hate how long it takes to finish something. I really hate how long it takes to finish. Diamond paintings are very much faster than cross stitch, and so I find that it takes me a lot longer to finish, and so I spend a lot more of my time cross stitching. Not that I'm complaining, but you know, I'm definitely spending 3, 4, 5 times as long cross stitching than diamond painting because of how long it takes to finish a picture. But yeah, that's not a real hate, you know what I mean? Number 13, have you introduced anyone to cross stitch? Well, I like to think that I introduced some of my subscribers and viewers like you to cross stitch, and maybe made you want to start. I'm happy that you've decided to join me on my journey, but also, you know, enabling you to start yours has been a real fun thing to watch too, especially when you tag me on Instagram, or you know, share your current work in progress with me on the Facebook group. I really love that. So that I haven't changed anyone's mind in real life, but definitely here on YouTube. So thank you. Number 14. What was your first project and did you finish it? My first project, I think actually my first project was called Falcha Carta. It was a kit that I purchased online, and it, can't even remember where I bought it. I think I bought it from, was it Lakeside Needlecraft maybe? And it was a kit. It came with all the flosses, and it came with 14 count Ada. Oh no, it was 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I did not finish. I retired that pattern because I made a big mistake, and I didn't like the colors in it. It wasn't, I was making mistakes, you know, quite often, and I Oh, okay, that's where I need to stop. Good, I'm glad I checked. It's 2 stitches in A. So I did not finish, and I don't have plans to restart. I did not like the colors, like I said, and that's okay. Like, you're not gonna like everything. I just wanted to start something, you know? It was important for me to try cross-stitching before the stitch. I really didn't want to mess up, but I learned a lot through both of those projects. And one of those is to protect your floss and your fabric from getting dirty. All right, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna highlight all these stitches. I don't want to get you zoomed in because I do not want copyright problems, but that is how we fill in the boxes. And then A, what's A? Come on now. Yeah, this thing takes forever to load. It really does. A is 35. Okay. DMC 35, which is on the ring as well. Somewhere. There you are. Oh, and there's only one more question. Woohoo! It's on this page. How do you store your floss? Well, I store my floss in floss away bags, which are these bags right here that I'm pulling the DMC out of. Sorry, it's still focused on where I'm stitching, so I'll pull you back this way. I prefer to use floss away bags, and my long-term storage, I'm taking those bobbins that were gifted to me, and eventually all of those will go into floss away bags as well and get stored that way. I just prefer to work from them, and yeah, that's just personal preference. I don't really like the kinks that come from bobbins. I mean, I'll use the floss, don't get me wrong, but if it's me kitting up a project, I just don't like to take that extra time to wind a bobbin. I know that you can get these bobbin winder machines, or just you could use whatchamacallit? One of those things. But I just would rather, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna work my way down, and my phone ran out of space. Sorry, I had actually gone further, and then I realized that because this is off from this, that I need to start over from here. So I was saying that my stitching, my flosses, my specialty flosses, I keep on rings like this because they usually come in these cards, and when they don't, like sometimes extra, you put hers in a little baggie, I put that on there. This is an almond M&Ms, so I took, or no, Fiber on a Whim, sorry, and I put the little thingy on this card. It's another one. I don't have them because most of them come with those cards already, you know. But here's Hand Sewn by Paige. She dyed all those and put them on bobbins. I've just kind of put them together like that because, yeah, that's just the easiest way for me to store them right now. And I'm probably gonna need to get like I'm thinking about getting a dowel, putting it into a box, and then having all of my specialty flosses on the rings attached to the dowel in the box so that they don't get all dusty. Just an idea. I don't know yet. So let me start over here because, yeah. So that is it for the tag. Thank you so much to Felicity for making that video a few years ago and for keeping it up on our channel, because that was fun. That was interesting. And I hope that it will encourage other people to maybe do the quote-unquote original cross-stitch tag. If you know who started it, please let me know so I can credit them down below. I'd really appreciate that. All right, so personal life updates. It looks like it's gonna rain again, and I have a gentleman with a backpack standing outside my house. This spot is actually really good for hitchhiking. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, we lined up now. Right? Kinda, sorta, maybe. Hold on, let me see. That should be 3. This needs to be over 1. Oh. All right, it's fine. You can watch me frog. It's fine. I have this happen to me sometimes, and it's okay. When it's only a few stitches, it's fine. It's when it's like an entire section, you're like, no. That guy just totally threw me off. Okay, he's walking away now. So yes. Personal life. On, let's see, last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday was a very busy day because it was the start of the August bank holiday weekend. I had filmed my unboxing and my whip parade on Friday, and by the time that I was finished and James came home from work and I had finished, you know, getting the videos all set up online so that I didn't have to do anything or worry about it anymore, he was exhausted and he didn't want to go out, which is what the plan originally was, because, you know, it's a special weekend. It's the August bank holiday weekend, so I think it's Labor Day for America, is it? And I was just ready. So let me see, that's, yeah, and then there's 1, 2. But it was good. We just stayed inside and went to bed early, and Saturday we felt wonderful, obviously, and we were, what did we do? We did some gardening. We're out in the yard. I don't know. It was a good day, a good start to the day, and even though it was rainy and cloudy and stuff, it was okay. And then, yeah, that's, sorry, I'm trying to count, but we went out on Saturday night, and when did we start? I'm trying to think. Hang on one second. Let me just finish this line and I'll be right back. Okay, so that took a little longer than I expected because I forgot that I messed up on the coral here. So now I'm counting over from this part of the stitch, and it's okay. I'll fix it. I'm gonna add another layer to this one and call it good. So Saturday, yes, we went out early. We got a table after James and I went to dinner and had like a steak dinner. It was really nice. It was just the two of us, and we went out to our local and got this table outside up on the deck, and it was really nice because then, you know, like we were away from other people, and so it's just us and our friends hanging out for the whole night. That was really, really cool. Sunday obviously was not really a great day for all of the heads, but we were invited to go to dinner on Friday by some friends of ours. This seafood restaurant on the edge of town where it kind of like overlooks the sea. It's a beautiful spot, and so we went out there, and I was able to drive a bunch of us because I was not imbibing, and the views out there are so pretty. We were lucky because it wasn't cold or anything, and yeah, it wasn't too windy either, which is always kind of it happens. It gets very, very windy on the Atlantic. Monday was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we went out to dinner with her as well. So it was a really social weekend. And if you know me well, you know that I get peopled out after a little while. I need some downtime, some me time, and I don't think that a lot of people feel that way. I feel very alone in this. I don't have many friends in person who struggle with that, but anyway, trying to explain it to them is kind of like, I'm not putting you off, I just need time to recharge my battery. But that's why this weekend I'm planning on staying home and just doing my stuff. I know that it's the end of the summer, and you know, there's people from all over coming down to visit and stuff like that, but like, I don't know, there's only so much that I can do before I feel like I'm cracking. But it was good in the moment, but now I'm kind of like paying for it, if you know what I mean. And then, yeah, Monday night I was kind of hit with some real life kind of stuff and didn't quite know. I know I'm going to be very vague about this because I don't want to like put it out there what's happening, but do you know when you're not comfortable with a situation and you're kind of like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to be fair or whatever. I need to talk to someone about this because it is bugging me, but everything's okay, don't worry. It has nothing to do with my relationship or anything like that, but it's a big kind of deal. So that kind of put me out of the running yesterday because I was just having a moment, and James and I were gonna go live and do our Theory Tuesday live, which we might do next week. Would you like to have a live stream Theory Tuesday video? I think there are some of you out there that would appreciate that. And then that way you can talk to us in real time and ask us questions and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. And then, like, it looks like it's gonna rain again, and I have towels and blankets on the drying line, but it was pouring this morning, and then the sun came out, and it was like Georgia outside. So that's why I have the fan on, and now it looks like it's gonna rain again. So I've been fighting with the laundry and the drying today. And yeah, I don't really have plans in real life for this week, aside from doing adulting and stuff like that. But I have been trying to think about what I'm going to be doing on my channel in the next few weeks, because we're getting close, y'all. It's the beginning of August. The Patreon cycle has started again, so That's really exciting. I need to talk to everybody and see what a good time is for the live this month and the Zoom call. If you aren't a member of my Patreon, it's basically a place where I can share more stuff and as like a special add-on perk. And I have details there down below if you want to check it out. But it is fun because I do all these, you know, weekly vlogs and stuff, which I really will need to go out and film some. I have a huge garden update to do, and that'll be really exciting. I'm super happy for it, and it kind of forces me to like do more and share more things that I can't fit on my normal channel. And I thought about it long and hard, and I don't think that I want a vlog channel yet. It's just, there's a lot of personal stuff that goes into a vlog, and yeah, I'm not so sure. We'll see. But because I never say never. But I keep having these companies contact me by email, and I'm really sad because they're selling artwork that belongs to artists that I know, and so I tell them like you cannot be selling this, and then I have to email the artist and make them aware, which is all you can do because it's the artist who needs to contact people. Like on Amazon, you have to be the artist to report the thing, and what was the other site? Anyway, you do need to be the artist and be the copyright holder in order to report those things. So if you do see something that is being redistributed or resold without the artist's permission, then bring it up to the artist themselves. That's the best way to do it. If you post that stuff in some groups, they're gonna remove it because it's seen as indirect advertising. Not that you meant it that way, but that, you know, some people will see it and be like, ooh, this is how I get my favorite insert artist name here for really cheap. You know what I mean? Not all people, but some people. And so I've turned them down, obviously, and I've actually blocked a few because they keep contacting me even though I've politely said no. Just like, no, it's not happening. Please, unless you stop, please stop. And then I'm getting enabled so much. There's all these Flosstubers who are sharing their beautiful projects, and I really, really want to join in and do them too. But I need to control myself because, like I was saying earlier, there's only so much time in a day, and I'm really close to a finish on this one, so I want to make this my focus. I do have some, I started Wipgo. I'm not sure if you know what Wipgo is. It's by the Flosstuber Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And basically it's a bingo board that you attribute projects to the spaces, and when those numbers get called, you have to work on them. Now you set your own goals. There's no goals set by her or anybody else. You get to set your goals and your rewards. And I have had a Wipgo board since last December, but I didn't really want to use it because of everything going on earlier this year. But the numbers were called for two of my projects, Sisterhood by Stitch Sisterhood and The Pilgrim by Long Dog Samplers. So those I'm going to have to pull out and work on at least a little, you know. Maybe I will go for 500 stitches in each. That would be doable, I think, in this month. So those will be the other projects I work on. But you know what? I was actually thinking that I kind of want to restart the Pilgrim. Eek. But I kind of do, because I think it might look better with one strand, or I don't know. It's bugging me a little bit that I don't like it. I'm not in love with how the threads are laying, and I don't know why. So what would you do? I'm thinking about frogging and restarting, but I've already done quite a bit of it, so I don't really know what to do. In the long run, it's not a lot, but if there's a voice inside of me that's like, if you're not happy with it now, you're not going to be happy with it later. So I might choose a higher count fabric and go from there. So I can use one strand of that beautiful floss, or silk, even though I did buy 2 hanks of it. Just for whatever reason, lining it up and getting it to look good is just very difficult for me. I don't know. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. We've talked for a little over an hour. I hope you didn't find it too boring. But like I said, there's not much going on. I didn't really get up to much this week, and aside from socializing. And yeah, the weather, like I said, is kind of bleh. Bush. I better bring in my laundry and put it through the dryer. Hopefully this week or weekend I can go snorkeling again, because I did go snorkeling 2 weeks ago and it was fantastic, and I want to go. Well, it wasn't 2 weeks ago, it was a week and a half ago, but it was so fantastic that I want to go do it again, and I want to film it, you know, because it's so pretty. So that's it, guys. That's it for me today. I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and that you can find some joy in whatever project you're doing. I know not everybody is comfortable stitching or diamond painting right now. Some people are just into reading books and watching TV because of the weather. But whatever it is that you're working on, I hope that you're having a wonderful time. And with that, I'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching and for, staying with me today. Let's see if you can see what we got done today. Yeah, thank you so much. I will talk to you all really soon. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.